Hi, I'm Brian, Service Manager at Whole Latte Love, and today I'm going to show you how to open up the ECM Synchronika.
All right, what do we got to do, Brian?
All right, it's the easy one. All you need is one tool. On these newer machines, you're going to use a 3mm Allen key. Older machines will usually have 2.5 millimeters.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is pretty easy on this machine.
It is pretty easy,
Right.
yeah. So, few first things we got to take care of. Always make sure you've unplugged your machine, just for safety.
Yeah.
Safety first. So take off the cup tray and remove your reservoir. You'll see at the top here we have 6 screws. 2 in the back, 2 in the middle, 2 in the front. Now for this, all we have to do is remove one at a time, the 2 middle ones. Starting with the left here. Take that guy right out. Set it aside so we don't lose it. The entire panel just pops right out. That one screw just holds into this slot here, and these 2 tabs go into the frame at the bottom down here.
Right.
There and there.
Really easy to open this machine.
Very easy. This is nice because you can take just one panel off at a time, so if you only need to access, say, your pump on this side, take off that one panel, you're good to go. Now, if you want to just get full access to the machine, not much harder. Just kind of take off this right screw, same deal, swing out, lift up. Now we have access to electronic side. It's where you'd go to access your boards and your relays and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
All right, now in the front here we got 2 more screws. We don't even have to take these all the way out. Just loosen them up about halfway.
There's a little channel, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Slotted right there. They just tilt back. Just like before, lift up. Still got just the tabs down at the bottom there to hold it on. Now, all of your panels are off, and you are ready to rock and roll inside this machine. All right, it's time to put the panels back on this ECM Synchronika. We're going to start in the back. If you recall, we have the tabs in the lower end of the back panel go into the 2 slots. So we're going to start at a slight angle. Just line them up. And pivot forward. Keep in mind the reservoir lip is going to be behind the lip on the upper tray here. That is the correct position.
And you left your screws in the front there, so you can just got kind of the channels, you just slide it in, right?
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So, first thing we're going to do, just to keep everything stable, get one screw into the middle here. Don't need to tighten it all the way down, but just helps it so it doesn't slide backwards on you.
Okay.
And one thing to keep in mind, when we're putting everything down, tightening up in the front, is to make sure that the holes, if you can see down in there, everything is lining up with the threaded rivet in the bottom of the support there. Because we want to make sure everything lines up perfectly when we go to put the side panels back on. So
where that center screw is going to go, you're making sure that's lining up?
Correct.
Okay.
You can see down there, does that look lined up to you?
Just a hair off, like it's come maybe just, I mean, it looks like it would go in.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Let's make it perfect, right? All right, tighten down that one. I'm just going to pull this screw back out. It wasn't a necessary step, but it just kind of helps sometimes when you're trying to fumble around and get everything lined up. So we got that lined up. I can tighten down my front screw on the other side. There we go. Now, time to put side panels on. Again, tabs go into the slots. Swipe in a
Now, can either side panel go on either side?
Yep, they're exactly the same. Usually pick the one that I've scratched up the least on the front to make sure that one goes there.
And there's a tab on the top of that panel that goes underneath, right?
Correct,
yep. Top cover, okay.
I'll show you on the other side here. There's another thing, not super frequent, but occasionally we'll find a machine that, from people pushing at it from the side or what have you, they'll bend this tab in a little bit, and the screw won't quite line up here. And what you can do is grab right underneath it and just kind of pull.
Okay.
It's not sure what happens. I think it's usually people just kind of pushing on it that causes that, but it is something that we run into when we're doing repairs. So if it's not lining up, a lot of times that's your issue.
And the same deal right
So,
here.
yep, same deal right here. Going in blind. Let's see how I got this. Nope. There we go. All right. Well, I'm going to swing it around because otherwise...
You're kind of helping us out by giving us angles for the camera, right?
Yeah, there you go. How many ways can we view this? So
that tab goes
sometimes you just
under.
got to give it a little bit of a push there just to get it slide under. And then, there you go, slides right in. And this one's actually kind of an example of what I was just talking about. You see how the edge of the tab sticks out a little bit? So if I actually pull on that one a little bit more.
You get that to line up better?
Yep. So again, just fingers right underneath there. Just a little pull. Don't need to go ham on it, but just enough to kind of stretch it out a little bit. Again, slide down.
Made a little difference, huh?
A little difference, yeah. That's all you really need, just that little difference. As long as you got enough clearance to get your screw in there without stripping it, that's all we're looking for. Okay, and that's it. We are all back together. The only last thing you'd really want to do is check just to make sure that all of your panels are actually lined up on the edges here. You can give it a little push or pull on either end just to kind of get things lined up. Best spot to do that would be the front screws. If you loosen those a little bit, I can push this in so that it lines up perfectly. If you're being a perfectionist, obviously it's the back of the machine, so maybe you don't care, but...
But if you want it perfect.
If you want it perfect, that's how you do it.
All right, Brian, thanks so much for taking us through that.
Anytime.